Anywho, as we can see, many people have come here, and ooh, right. Well, that looks quite, you know, chill. Quite a big turnout. Oh, ignore that. say. So it seems from both Stuart and Alexander, they have gone on to constantly attack the pirate party. It seems that that's their sort of common way of attack, and could possibly be their main. The pirate party could possibly be their main target for this election campaign. say. I would just like to quickly come on and say, after the conference, we will be having the leader Stuart Freeman on and Mr. Bruce's May, the one right there. We'll be having them on after to answer some questions, and yeah, anyway, back to the conference. And here comes Stuart again. See what he has to, say this time round. And it seems as he's now asking questions, so we'll cover that. And is that jam? I think it might be jam, but I don't know. I don't know. And it's a bit interesting. Anyway, yep. May on to do stuff. So let's get them on right now, shall we? Hello guys. How's it going?
Very good,
Not
thank you.
bad.
So how do you think the conference went then?
It was actually quite good, apart from the minions, but apart from that, went all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it seems that you guys went and directly attacked the pirate party all the way through, practically in both of your speeches. Do you plan for them to be your main target of your election campaign?
Well, I wouldn't call the pirates a target as of yet, because it is far too early to make a claim like that. But over the last term or two, they've shown nothing but incompetence. They've shown disrespect to their political opponents, and just to the people of our country, they've betrayed them. And it's the pathetic moves like the DM leaking and fetching old screenshots, taking them out of context, and it's just complete betrayal to people who trusted them and
yeah,
that they thought trusted each
yeah.
other.
So,
Go on, Bruce.
look, as a person who's was personally involved in the DM leaking, I just have to say, and I agree with Stuart. It's way too early to make these, presumptions of who will be our target for the election. But on the pirates, I just think it's honestly pathetic what they've been doing the past couple of weeks. You know, they leaking everyone's DMs. They've been personally attacking everyone, just spreading a lot of hatred when we don't need this right now. We're in the Lord's government, the country's in chaos. What we now need is stability, and the National Party hasn't been attacking most anyone as, aggressively as the pirates. So I think they should be pretty much ashamed of themselves for the way they've been acting the past couple of weeks, I mean, it's disgraceful. It's utterly disgraceful.
Yeah, I mean, exactly like Mr. Bruce said, it's almost childish. The
It's
state that the
unprofessional.
political system's in and the
Unprofessional.
way that our country's in and the way that they've conducted themselves over the past term because they couldn't take accountability and responsibility for their actions. It's just very, very unprofessional. Unprofessional, sorry.
Yeah,
And they're just very untrustworthy now.
yeah, as a former pirate myself, I have to say that the recent leadership change from Austin to Sean is just it's not moving forward, it's moving backwards in time because we all know who Sean is. He's a social democrat lapdog who will put the hierarchy back into government after the May election if they do get enough seats. Now, in the National Party, we won't let this happen. We are not going to put more woke fools in charge of this government. What this government needs is more conservatism. Now, speaking of conservatism, I mean, we are the only party left with conservative values, Seth. The last party with conservative values. The Unionists are our friends, that's true. But in my opinion, and many other people's opinions, they have, moved away from it. And the question needs to be asked. Will they return to traditional conservative values, or will they continue to allow the pirates and the social democrats to be in coalitions? That's the big question, Seth.
Okay, so this was the launch of your election campaign, from what I know.
Yes.
So are you confident that what you have planned for your election can score you good enough results in the next election that you either come second or, first?
Sorry, you did cut out a little bit at
Yeah,
the
you've
end.
got it covered though.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, I'll repeat it. Are you confident that your election campaign that you have planned will score you good results in the next election?
Yeah. Look, as a veteran campaigner and also one of the senior advisors to the pirate campaign, I think me and Stuart will probably work incredibly hard to deliver what we believe is the right future for this country. And we're getting a lot of great people in on the campaign. And I mean, even the last campaign, when I was in the nationals, uh, I saw massive effort, and I think that the National Party will do an amazing effort in this upcoming election.
All right.
Yeah, 100% agree. I'm very confident in the way that things are going. Ever since last term, we knew that we needed change, we knew that it had to happen now. And, you know, myself and our internal staff and, you know, Mr. Bruce will back me up here. We've been working ever so hard to bring our party back up to the high standards that it's known for. And, you know, our conference this evening is a prime example of our steps forward. Although we did have our inconveniences, there was nothing we could do to prevent what happened tonight.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, I fully agree. Go ahead.
But yeah, between now and election day, you know, many new processes, everything will be published, and you can expect a lot from us. And you know, we aren't prepared to shy down any longer, especially not this election, with how much it means to us and us as a country as well.
Yeah, and look, Seth, this country is facing a crisis point. I mean, in the recent GB News polls, rising. We're rising, and in that poll, we are the most popular party. Why? Because we're standing up and doing the right thing. Now, we are taking accountability for our actions in the Nationals. If something goes wrong, we will admit it. But what I have to wonder is if the other parties will. Because what we've seen is that the past three parties, the Pirates, Social Democrats, and the Unionists, have been attacking one another for the past 3 weeks. The Nationals, we have been attacking, of course, we admit that, but not as much. We're trying to, you know, keep the calm, keep the stability after, you know, His Majesty the King appointed this good Lord's government that's actually doing stuff. But, you know, we don't need any more chaos. So I think the
contradict you there, because you did kind of go against it at one point. I got to contradict you there. You did go against it.
we did, yeah, that's a fair point. We did go against it once.
You seemed to have switched up there. I don't know why, but you seem to have switched up there. Why is that?
Switched up?
Oh, you do you not remember when Starfish announced the thing and you went on and you went against the king, sort of?
Yeah. Oh, that. You know, at the time, you know, yeah, I get what you mean, and I did, you know, I did say stuff about the Lord's government, but you know, people change your mind. People are able to, you know, come around, and I did see the light, and you know, I do apologize for the outburst there, but you know, yeah, look, I'm accountable. Look, see, this is a good point. I'm accountable for my actions, yet the other three parties can't, so that's definitely something. But you know, yeah, on the Lord's government, you know, I think they're doing a spectacular job at really bringing the issues back. You know, big issues like on crime and stuff, and declaring the national emergency. But right now, you know, we don't need any more, you know, attacking. We should be focused on what each party could do to benefit Britain, not attacking each other. I mean,
Okay. This is my final.
any other questions, Seth?
This is my final question for you guys. If
Hmm?
a majority government isn't elected, which, as we know, is probably most likely, will you join the Unionists in a coalition?
I mean, we do still have quite a lengthy period before the next election campaign begins, never mind voting. So, and I'll speak on behalf of every party leader in the UK right now. It's far too early for any of us to consider the next coalition partner, especially with the state that the UK's political system's in and the instability that runs through it. But over the past term or so, you know, the Social Democrats and Pirates have made it quite clear that they weren't best pleased with us or the Unionist Party following the King's Speech decision. So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to what stance they hold on us. But I've no further comments on any coalition partner at the minute, because like I said, you know, there's still such a lengthy period of time before any of us even have to start thinking about that. So I've got nothing to say about it now, sadly.
Yeah, could I just put in, look, yeah, so Seth, you know, I agree with Stuart, it's way too early, but you know, I don't know if I can speak for everyone in the National Party, but I can just say that, you know, we should always look at all the options. You know, we shouldn't just ignore one party because we have bad relations with them. We should be putting the country's interests first, and that's the main thing in the nationals. But we have to. I think every party does have its merits, and there probably will not be a majority government in recent polling because there hasn't been a majority government in months. But if there was a national majority, we would be looking to any party that's willing to not only put, their differences aside, but make sure that this country has stability. Because we need it right now. We don't need, chaos or confusion. Because, and I don't mean for more chaos, but, the Social Democrats and Pirates are known for bringing up the coalitions of chaos. We've seen it multiple times, like in November when we saw, the little short-term Pirate Soc Dem coalition, and that collapsed. And then just recently, another Pirate Soc Dem coalition collapsed. There is a trend going on here, Seth. And the Nationals will always stand up for what we believe is right, and we believe that conservatism needs to come back to Britain, and we will work with any party that sees that vision. But if, for example, the Pirates or the Social Democrats can't see that sometimes you have to put differences aside and do something for the greater good, and they're blind because we're willing to do that.
Okay, that's all the questions that I have for you gents this evening. Thank you very much for coming on. And
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And yeah, have a good evening. Have a good evening, gents.
Thank you.
Yep, Andrew, thank you very much.
No problem.
Right.
Have a good
Goodbye.
evening. Good evening. And that's it, ladies and gents. That is the National Party Conference broadcast. Thank you all for tuning in. And I'm Seth here, and this was Vision Media.